this video, I don't really know if anybody is going to see it, but I'm making this video because I was searching for a yoga mat and did not know what to choose. So Manduka and LIFORME, Lululemon, there are a lot of great mats out there from what I've read. I didn't want to spend as much money as the LIFORME mat because to me that was a little bit too expensive and I'm not that professional of a yogi. So a couple months ago I got off of Athleta, which is one of my favorite brands, this Manduka 4mm Echo, it's EKO mat, and this is pretty heavy. Like, this is a pretty dense mat. So I used it, and initially I did notice a rubbery smell. This is made out of more natural rubbers, but I noticed it. I have only had a cheap like TJ Maxx mat to compare this to, so I didn't really think that much about it. The mat itself is pretty firm. I mean, I felt cushion, but when I did use this mat, like I said, I didn't really have much to compare it to. So knowing what I know now, this is a decent amount of cushion. It's not very big. I'm 5'8" and it was long enough, but I did have to readjust my location on the mat for certain poses. So all in all, it was a pretty good mat. I destroyed it because I didn't exercise on it, causing the exercise I did it outside and the mat was on concrete. I didn't have anything in between the concrete and the mat, and so a lot of dirt got up into it. You're not supposed to completely submerge this mat in water. I did. I could not get the dirt out, and typically to clean this for like bacterial reasons, like antibacterial reasons, I use this ASUTRA yoga mat cleaner. I just got it off of Amazon. No, it's not. Yeah, so I just got this off of Amazon for like 10 bucks. It came with a little microfiber towel to wipe it with. And I like this. I don't really like the smell, but I do like this. Obviously that wasn't going to clean dirt out from like the padding of this. So I don't know if you could really tell, but there's still dirt marks and there's like soap residue. This mat, after submerging it in the bathtub, it just stretched out kind of when I use it, and I'll do like warrior two pose, it stretches. So do not do that. If you don't practice yoga too often, I think this is a good mat. It is heavy. So I take a class in college, and so I have to like carry this around all day. It is pretty heavy. But it's a nice mat for the most part. So had I not ruined this, this would probably be the mat I'm using right now. So since I did ruin it, I decided to try out the Lululemon 5mm reversible mat in black. I did this because I did a lot of research, and a lot of people say that if you get a lighter color, then your sweat will show up on it and it does not clean off very well. So I've only had this mat for a short period of time. I've only used it a few times. But I love it. I don't know, like, if anybody actually does watch this video and wants like an update in a few months or so after I've used it longer, then I'll do that. But I just really love this so far. Like I said, I'm 5'8", and this is like a good length for me. I don't have to move to do most of my poses, so it's pretty great. Like I said, it's reversible, so I usually use it with this like shiny side up. I feel like when you start sweating, you don't slip at all. I was doing downward dog and not slipping, which with my Manduka I was. Lululemon has a lot of bad reviews for this mat, but I also know that they don't filter their reviews. So my assumption there is that, you know, more people are gonna like review something negatively, and rather than like if they liked the product, because when you're so angry, that's what you do. You go and you're like, hey, like what the heck is this? It's like longer and wider than my Manduka. This is also pretty heavy. I think that this was like almost 5 pounds. But in college, I'm there from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. and I carry it around all day, and I'm perfectly fine. And I'm a pretty small girl, so you know, like, I don't know, it's all up to you. I got this because I wanted the extra cushion for my knees. I really like this mat. Like, you can use both sides. It's so cute. Now dog fur and stuff like that does stick to this pretty easily. I just say that, like, if you wipe it often enough, then you'll be fine. I haven't used it in hot yoga yet. I did use my Manduka one in hot yoga, but I have one of the Lululemon, the full size towels for hot yoga and stuff. And I got this one even though it was more expensive because it is microfiber, but like any other microfiber hot yoga towel you get looks like microfiber. And I don't know, I liked how soft this one was, and like how it's all smooth rather than, like, you know how normal microfiber has like little bits of like the fabric sticking up. So this is the towel I use for hot yoga. Like I said, I haven't used it yet with my Lululemon mat, but I know a lot of people who use it and they really like it. I'm in an organization called Charge, and it's CHAARG. I wanted a mat that I wasn't going to ruin for like small workouts. Also, I wanted a little travel mat, so I went to Athleta and I got this. This is a Manduka. It's just really thin. Like, the Manduka mat that I showed you, the Eco, was 4 millimeters. This Lululemon one is 5 millimeters thick. This is 1.5 millimeters thick. And I've only used this once so far, but the texture, it's pretty like sticky. Actually, it's really sticky, like more than the tops of my other mats. You do not move on this thing. It is travel size, so it's super lightweight. It's like less than 2 pounds. And you can roll it up, or you can even fold it and like put it in your suitcase. So I really like this mat. I would not recommend this mat for like full-on yoga, especially if you have bad knees or any joint issue and you need the cushion. I wouldn't recommend it. But when it comes to like workouts and I don't really need a lot of cushion, it's perfect, because what I do is I just put a regular towel or my hot yoga towel under the mat, and then I just use the mat so that I have a little bit of cushion during the workouts, or at least something between me and the ground. So I really like this. You can get this at Athleta. It's $40, I believe. Oh yeah, and by the way, my Manduka one, the Eco, this was, I think, originally $64. I got it on Athleta for, I think, $45. I think right now they have it for like $35. Like I said, good mat. I don't like it as much as my Lululemon one, but it's a really nice mat, especially if you're looking for something a little better than like just a cheap Walmart or one you can get at TJ Maxx or something like that. This Lululemon one was $68, I think. So really, like, when it comes to your primary mat, these are around the same price. If you want to look into LIFORME, I can't advocate for them because I've never had one, but they're like $140. But I hear a lot of people like them. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, I would go with the Lululemon mat. This one, I haven't done it yet, but it says on the, I still have the fracture for it. 26 inches by 71 inches. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure my Manduka Eco, the blue one, was 24 inches by 68 or something like that, like really close to that. So this is a few inches longer both ways. The weight is, okay, the weight for this Lululemon one is 5.24 pounds. So this is a heavier mat, but it's so much cushion, it's so much more cushiony. So there's a polyurethane top. So on the side that it's shiny on the Lululemon one, you have a polyurethane top layer, and that absorbs the moisture to help you get a grip during your sweaty practices. That is another huge point that I forgot to mention. My Manduka one, I don't sweat too much, so that's not a big problem for me, except for during hot yoga. But my Manduka one, if it were raining outside, it would just kind of like drip off. which means it's not really absorbing into the mat. Whereas it was just raining yesterday, and I had this mat at school, and it was, as soon as the raindrops hit it, it just absorbed it, which is really good because you don't slip on your mat. And also this is made to make, when it does get wet, it becomes stickier. You look at the instructions, it says to clean this mat with warm soapy water. After a heavy sweat session, fully submerge it in the water and hang it to dry. So this mat is actually made to dry out, which my Manduka one didn't after 7 days. 7 days, and it did not dry out. Like, I thought it was dry, and then when I would get on it and there was pressure from like whatever poses I was doing in yoga, it would push water out. Like, that is ridiculous. 7 days. Maybe if it was like summer and I could just put it out there, then maybe it would dry out faster, but I know that would ruin the rubber and stuff, so I wouldn't do it anyway. Okay, these reminded me of all the points I forgot to make. So like I said about the Manduka one, or maybe I didn't say it, but I will now. I noticed a rubber smell, but I didn't know how strong it was until I got this one. Everybody complained about Lululemon smelling so rubbery, but the Manduka one smelled much more like rubber than this one. This one, like, I can barely smell it, and I've had this for a little over a week. So, like, after a few uses, this one's already like aired out. My Manduka one still smells like rubber. I've had it for 2 months. I've submerged it in the bathtub twice. Used sprays on it, like my cleaning spray, which is uplifting eucalyptus mint, and I've used kitchen soap, and it still smells like rubber. So do you know what? If you read the Lululemon reviews and they're like, it just smells so much like rubber, they haven't used a Manduka mat, because that thing smells so much more like rubber. So that's basically all you need to know about the Lululemon one. Now, if you're interested in this travel mat that I got, yeah, this one smells more rubbery than my Lululemon one. And that's just the travel size. I don't know if that makes a difference, but this says to just use, they recommend their mat wash to clean this. I would probably use my normal thing on it. I haven't done it yet. You could also use a 50-50 mixture of vinegar and water. And they say do not soak or submerge in water. Whoops, my bad. So even this little thin piece of paper that you would think would dry, probably doesn't. They said do not put it in the water like that. Yeah, this is only 2 pounds, so this is really nice for portability. But like I said, if you have any like discomfort in the knees or anything like that, then I would not use this for a regular yoga practice, because it's not gonna work out. Super, super grippy. Like I said, this is like a, I don't know, I feel like I can hang this on my wall and like just stick my phone to it. It's pretty sticky stuff. Yeah. So this is 24 inches wide, 68 inches long, 1/16 inch thick, so which is 1.5 millimeters. I'm pretty sure that's the same. Okay, it's definitely the same width as my Manduka mat, so I think I was right about the dimensions of my other mat. It is 68 by 24. And then, like I said, the Lululemon one is 26 by 71. So you're getting a couple more inches there. Like, if you are a taller person, then I would recommend either the Lululemon or a longer mat. I know that Manduka makes bigger mats. And I mean, I've never used their like Pro Series, which I hear are really nice with great grip. I've only used that one, and that's just my comparison between the Lululemon and the Manduka. Obviously, I still really like Manduka if I went and got this little thing. I think that this will be really nice to have. I'm excited to use it some more. Like I said, I've only used it like 1 or 2 times. And I just wish that I had a video like this when I was looking. So maybe someone will find this interesting. So if you have any questions, just put them below. And I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna really watch this, but if you do and you have more questions, just let me know, or about anything, because I feel like I have a lot of experience to share about stuff like this, because I buy a lot of things and then I'm like disappointed with it, and I'm like, I need to tell somebody. So let me know.